News Channel 5 on your side presents Kaleidoscope, focusing on people who make a difference in Northeast Ohio communities.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the broadcast today. The annual Family Unity in the Park event hosted by Cleveland Councilman Zach Reed takes place Saturday, July the 30th. Councilman Reed is here to tell us more about this big event. Later on, we'll hear from Deborah Osgood, Vice President of Development and Marketing at Achievement Centers for Children, who will explain how to support Camp Cheerful. She'll also tell us about a most excellent race taking place on Sunday, June the 26th. And on the broadcast after that, Dr. Colleen Robinson of the Greater Cleveland Delta Foundation Life Development Center and former Black Diamonds Awards recipient Isaiah Lucky will share information about the 2016 Black Diamonds Awards breakfast. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Leon Bibb. This is Kaleidoscope. Always good to have you with us, and so we begin. Beginning with Zach Reed, Councilman Ward 2. City of Cleveland, how are you doing, Zach?
Oh, always know I'm doing good when I'm with the legendary Leon Bibb.
You're the legend. You're the legend here. You've been around here.
I'm the myth. Yeah. You're the legend.
Okay.
It's a difference.
Well, enough of that. Enough of that. Tell me about you've been on the council for how many years now?
Since 2001.
Yeah, it's been working for you.
Oh, it's been working very well. But forget about how I think it works. The residents of Ward 2 think I'm doing a pretty good job. So as long as they think I'm doing a pretty good job, that's what really matters.
Yeah. I know you're here to talk a little bit about the Family Unity in the Park event. Tell me about that now.
Well, 13 years ago, I looked at the assets in Mount Pleasant, at that time Ward 3, and said, what do we have here? And one of the things that stuck out was Luke Easter Park, formerly Woodhill Park. Yeah. And I said, we're not utilizing this park. How can we utilize this park? So I said, well, one thing we can do is we can have a concert in the park. So 13 years ago, I decided to put on a free concert in Luke Easter Park. And when we started the first year, we had about 1,000 people. You look at what happened last year, we had 30,000 people. So it's worked out pretty well.
And you're going to have a lot of attractions there.
Oh, this year in years past, you figure out that we had George Clinton, the Average White Band, the OJs, the Whispers. This year we've got Angie Stone, you know, Neo Soul. We got Najee, Jazz. And we've got Avery Sunshine. She's going to bring some R&B, and R&B. And then we've got fireworks, and I think that's a big draw. I remember one year seeing an elderly couple sitting behind the stage, and I said to them, I said, well, you're sitting behind, you can't really see. I said, and this is your type of music. I think that year we had The Temptation. They said, Councilman, you do a great job. We enjoy the music, but we just come to see the fireworks.
And it's always a good event. I mean, it's a good event.
It's been a great event over the years.
You're expecting about 30,000 people for
We had 30,000 last year, and it just keeps growing. Like I said, it started with 1,000, and the last 2 years, we've averaged between 25 and 30,000 people.
What are you trying to do? You call it Family Unity in the Park. So there's a philosophical thing happening here with this.
Well, those of us that grew up in the Mount Pleasant neighborhood, and those of us who grew up in Cleveland, know the historic nature of Woodhill Park.
Southeast Cleveland, southeast part of Cleveland.
Southeast side of Cleveland, Kinsman and Martin Luther King. And we always went to Luke Easter Park. I mean, I don't care if it was baseball, I don't care if it was soccer, I don't care if it was ice skating at that particular time. Everybody went to Luke Easter Park. And it came to a point under the Mike White administration that things had fallen into the crack cocaine era, and thanks to Mike White, Odelia Robinson, former Councilwoman Odelia Robinson, and now our Director of Public Safety, Michael McGrath, they cleaned it up. But it had got that history of where you didn't want to go into Luke Easter Park. So what I said is we're going to go into Luke Easter Park, but we're going to make it family. Like when I was growing up, we had picnics there. We had, you know, the 21st Congressional District.
Louis Stokes would have his big event there.
So my thing was, how can we bring families back? And this is why we call it Family Unity in the Park. And I can tell you some of the best pictures that I see year after year are families they're coming up to the park to see this event and bringing their kids in strollers. They're walking the little ones. You see moms, you see dads, you see generations, grandmothers, because this is their music.
And you're expecting this to be a safe event too. It's
always,
because it's right next door to the police department. So the 4th District Police Station is right next door.
Well, know, we appreciate the police and they come out, but we bring on additional police. But it's so family-oriented, and the music is so family-oriented. Everybody's just coming to have a great time. I can tell you, people are starting to line up at 5, 6 o'clock in the morning, although it doesn't start to 12 o'clock. And we have Cleveland Clinic that comes out and they do their medical things that they do out there.
You've got,
a lot of vendors.
A little health screenings, a little health information going on.
Always. It's something that the city of Cleveland, from the health department to the water department to CPP. So it's an event for all ages, for all colors, creeds, the whole lights.
Once again, it's going to be Saturday, July 30th at Luke Easter Park, and that's located on Kinsman, right at Martin Luther King. If you can find the intersection of Kinsman and Martin Luther King, or Kinsman and East 93rd Street, you're right there.
You're there, and when you start seeing a lot of cars, you're there.
You're there. You're there. You want this. This is your 13th year.
It's the 13th
What do you envision for the future for this?
Well, what I'm hoping is that we can take what we do here on the southeast side of Cleveland at Luke Easter Park and just do it around the city.
Yeah.
There's no reason in the world why we can't do this in all 17 wards in the city of Cleveland. I mean, we don't have a, weather's is not our greatest friend when you think about the winter aspect. So come summer, I just hope that we can go from Glenville, where you grew up.
Yeah.
We can go from Mount Pleasant. We can go to Lee Harvard. We can go around the city with this musical aspect to bring people back out to our communities, to our neighborhoods, to our wards. Cleveland's a great city, and we need to showcase it. And what we do in Family Unity, we showcase it on the southeast side, but my hope is we do it on the north side, we do it on the west side, we do it downtown, and we just do it around the city. Music is great for the city of Cleveland. That's why we were named the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame city. We need to continue to do this around the city of Cleveland.
Saturday, July 30th at Luke Easter Park, right there on the Cleveland southeast side. And it's a Family Unity in the Park Day.
And it's free.
And it's free. Doesn't get any better than that.
This ticket, Leon, if you were putting together Angie Stone, Najee, Avery Sunshine, and all the local groups, and then the fireworks, this ticket would cost you between $50 to $75.
But
it's absolutely free.
This day, it's absolutely free. Thank you very much, Councilman Zach Reed. Always good to see you, my friend.
Keep up the good work.
Tell everybody at City Hall we said, hey.
I will make sure of that.
I know you're keeping them honest.
I'm working hard at it.
Okay, good to see you, Zach. I'll take a break. We'll be right back. We're going to talk about Camp Cheerful and some other things. Deborah Osgood of the Achievement Centers for Children joins us after these words. Welcome back to more of Kaleidoscope. I'm Leon Bibb. Always glad to have you with me. The annual Most Excellent Race hosted by the Achievement Centers for Children takes place Sunday, June the 26th. Vice President of Development and Marketing, Deborah Osgood, joins me now to explain how this event helps children in Northeast Ohio. Hi, Deborah.
Hi, how are you, Leon?
Oh, I'm just fine,
Good,
just fine.
good.
Tell me about the Achievement Centers for Children. What's the overall mission?
Sure. Well, the Achievement Centers for Children just celebrated its 75th anniversary. We were established back in the day as the Society for Crippled Children, but now we, of course, serve children with a wide variety of disabilities. And our mission really is to help those children and their families to be all that they can be.
Yeah, and that's here in Northeast Ohio.
That's right, right.
You got a big footprint here, or big handprint of the area that you serve?
Yeah, we do. We have 3 locations. We have a location in Highland Hills, we have a location in Westlake, and then we also operate Camp Cheerful in Strongsville. Then we also do a lot of work out in the community in families' homes, school districts, child care centers as well.
I've heard of Camp Cheerful for decades now.
Yes, that's right.
It's a wonderful place now. What happens at Camp Cheerful?
Well, we call Camp Cheerful a magical place, and you kind of come off the bridge off of Route 82 in Strongsville and over the bridge into camp. And it's a wonderful, adapted, supportive environment for children, youth, and adults with disabilities. All the camp activities that you might remember as a child or that your children had as a child, might have enjoyed as a child. Swimming and canoeing and fishing and campfires, but all in a very adapted and supportive environment.
And that's a good thing. That's always been a good thing.
Yeah, outdoor fun is always a good thing.
I know one of the things you're plugging today, you're talking about, I want to talk about it, is a Most excellent race.
That's right.
Sounds like a foot race to me.
It is a foot race, but we can have people participate in lots of different ways. So a most excellent race is Sunday, June 26th. It's at Beaumont School in Cleveland Heights, and it's a 10K run, a 5K run, and also a 5K walk, and we've added a 1-mile walk this year too for folks that just want to come out, get a little bit of exercise, but not maybe go the full route.
So you can run or you can walk.
That's right.
And
That's
it all
right.
supports your organization, the Achievement Centers for Children.
That's right, and especially our Camp Cheerful. Every race, we have our campers that are at Camp Cheerful that week that come out to Beaumont School for the race, and they do their own Camp Cheerful Classic, which is their own race around the track at Beaumont. And all the runners and walkers line the track and cheer them on, and it's a really wonderful way to showcase our mission.
Now, the $30 to register for this, or whatever that figure was, I think it was $30.
It is $30 day of.
To register for the walk or the race, that goes to help you keep Camp Cheerful going.
That's right, that's right. We want to keep those camp fees as low and as accessible to all families as we can, and it's really charitable support from the community that allows us to do that.
Camp Cheerful Classic.
Yes.
What's that?
That's the one where the kids go around the track.
That's the one you were...
That's right, at Beaumont School, right before the race, all the runners and walkers line up around and they watch the campers that are there that day come around the track. So they might be being pushed in wheelchairs, they might be using a walker, they might have a one-on-one aid with them, but they get to enjoy being a part of the race and participating themselves.
Deborah, why is this so important that we do this, that the Achievement Centers for Children be there?
Well, we appreciate the community support, and the community support is important because we know that children with disabilities have a lot of things to offer, and we want families with children to disabilities to not just sort of survive, but to thrive. So all of our programs, our therapy programs, our education programs, our recreation programs, our family support social work services, they're all designed to really help that family and that child to really be all that they can be. So if the Achievement Centers wasn't here, there'd be a gap in the community. And again, community support, charitable contributions, they really help make the Achievement Centers and Camp Cheerful successful so that we can be there for the kids to be successful.
I want to put a phone number and website on the screen where we can get more information on everything we're talking about as we continue talking to Deborah. 216-292-9700, you see at the bottom of the screen, or achievementcenters.org, more information on everything that we've been talking about.
Sure.
In our final minute or so, the organization's been around for 70 years. Do you ever hear from adults who went to Camp Cheerful or something as children, and they contact you and tell you about their thoughts?
We do. We hear how Camp Cheerful has touched a lot of people out in the community and in people's lives. People have gone to nature studies through their schools at camp. They've been campers themselves as young adults and now are more successful in life or have participated in other ways. And they have wonderful memories, and they've made some lifelong friendships.
This has been good for you. You've been there for 12 years or so.
12 years, almost 12 years.
So it must be good for you. You get something out of this that nourishes your spirit, I'll say.
You know, Leon, it does. It does. I mean, work is work, right? We all have to work hard to make a living. But when you are able to work and have a mission behind that work, it's much more satisfying.
Well, once again, it's going to be Sunday, June the 26th. Begins at the Most Excellent Race begins at Beaumont School, which is in Cleveland Heights. And that's right at the intersection of Lee Road and Fairmont Boulevard.
That's exactly
in Cleveland
right.
Heights.
That's
You'll
right.
find it right there, and they'll be walking and running and having a most wonderful time.
Absolutely.
At a Most Excellent Race.
Absolutely.
Deborah Osgood is Vice President of Development and Marketing for Achievement Centers for Children. And once again, the race is Sunday, June the 26th. What time do you start?
Well, we start at 7:30 registration, and the race kickoff is actually 9 o'clock.
Okay. We have the graphic on the screen. Take notes on all of that. Many thanks, Deborah. Good to see you.
Good to see you. Thanks.
Tell everybody we said hi. Tell the family we said hey.
I sure will. Thanks, Leon.
All right. I'll take a break. This is Kaleidoscope. I'm Leon Bibb. We'll be right back in just a moment. Welcome back to Kaleidoscope. I'm Leon Bibb. The Greater Cleveland Delta Foundation Life Development Center hosts the Black Diamonds Awards Breakfast on Saturday, June the 25th. Fundraising chair and board member, Dr. Kelleen Robinson. is here, along with Isaiah Lucky. He's the keynote speaker for the event. They both join me right now. Good to have you with us.
Thank you so much for having us.
Yeah, my pleasure. We'll begin with you, Kelly. Tell me about the mission of the Greater Cleveland Delta Foundation Life Development Center.
Sure.
That's Delta Sigma Theta Sorority.
Well, we do work very closely with the Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated, but we are a separate foundation, the Greater Cleveland Delta Foundation Life and Development Center. We financially support programming and enrich the community in areas of economic and educational development, as well as political awareness and physical and mental health. And that includes supporting programs from Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated, but also other programs that are sponsored by other organizations. We want to just be able to financially support those programs to be able to increase the impact in the community.
So you're doing a lot with programs and services throughout Northeast Ohio. You're getting ready to have your annual Black Diamonds Awards breakfast. Tell me about the Black Diamonds Awards breakfast. What is that?
Sure. So the Black Diamonds Award is our signature fundraising event. And the Black Diamonds Award is specifically focused on acknowledging our everyday heroes in the community that might not be acknowledged in other venues, but we have the opportunity to acknowledge them and encourage them to continue to do the great works in the community. And then we take it a step further where we give those that are nominated as Black Diamonds an opportunity to combine their individual efforts and collaborate with other Black Diamonds to be able to increase the impact in the community as well.
You have Isaiah Lucky with you, who's going to be your keynote speaker and former Black Diamonds Award recipient.
Yes, sir.
How are you, Isaiah?
I'm good. And yourself, Mr. Bibb?
I'm doing fine.
That's good.
You're in high school.
Yes, sir.
That's quite an achievement to be given awards, and you still got a couple of years to go at Benedictine High School. You were telling me. Yeah, you're going to be the keynote speaker, but you're a former recipient. Tell me how you feel about being a Black Diamond's Diamond Chip Award recipient.
Well, Mr. Bibb, I'm proud and honored. First of all, to actually receive the award, and you know, I actually didn't know what the Black Diamonds were.
Yeah.
And I was nominated by the secretary of the Delta Foundation, Mrs. Roper.
Yeah.
She goes to my church also, and you know, I didn't know what the Black Diamonds meant until I went to the breakfast, and then I'm like, wow.
Yeah. How old are you?
16.
16 years old and receiving awards already. What do you think about? What do you think about him, Kelleen?
Isaiah is a wonderful young man, a great example for other young men his age and in the community, and he's shown himself to be a leader in every aspect, and those are the type of things that we want to be able to highlight, and that's an example of an everyday hero who may not be acknowledged in other arenas, but he has an opportunity to not only be acknowledged as such, and then there's a certain level of responsibility that comes along with that as well. Yeah.
You're going to be the keynote speaker on Saturday, June the 25th. The event is going to be at the Manor Banquet Center. That's at 24,2411 Rockwell Drive in Euclid at the Manor Banquet Center, Saturday, June the 25th. What do you want to tell the people who attend? You're going to be the speaker. What do you want to leave them with?
Leave them with the impression that, hey, you know, let's celebrate our unsung heroes in the community, you know, giving their lives every day, you know, in order to have a positive influence on the African-American community, because I'm seeing things in the community nowadays that aren't leaving a good name for the...
And you want to be one of those who help bring about positive change in the community.
Yes.
So that's the kinds of things we're talking about. Who's going to be honored at this event? I mean, you have a bunch of people you're going to honor?
Well, there are many people who have been nominated, and there will be more people that will be honored and inducted as a Black Diamond, and that'll be announced at the breakfast.
How can people get tickets for this event now?
So tickets are available. The information is available at DeltaFoundationBlackDiamonds.com, and the general admission tickets are $30. And they can still get tickets, and they are still available, and it's a wonderful, great event to be able to support. One other thing that I wanted to add for future references, and this is a biannual event that we have, there also is a way to memorialize individuals maybe who have already passed and who may be here, but there is an opportunity to memorialize them with a memorial table by creating that table and showing and highlighting some of the things that were important to that individual. That is also part of this event.
That's a good event. That's a good event. I want to put a phone number on the screen, 216-673-3582. More information on everything we're talking about. Or as Kaleidoscope said, you can go to DeltaFoundationBlackDiamonds.com, get more information on everything we've been talking about. Isaiah, I got about 30 seconds. Leave me with a thought on what you want to do.
Well, if the Lord willing, I might want to do poetry because I'm a good poet, or do journalism.
I do them both, and I started when I was about your age. In fact, yeah, so we'll have to get together and talk about poetry, and we'll have to talk about journalism. 16 years old. You're a very impressive young man.
Thank you.
Very impressive young man. Isaiah Lucky, keynote speaker, and a former Black Diamonds Award recipient, and he's a student, 16 years old at Benedictine High School. We wish you well in your career as it unfolds. And Kaleidoscope Robinson, who's fundraising chair for the Greater Cleveland Delta Foundation Life Development Center. Many thanks for being on the broadcast.
Thank you so much.
Once again, that event is Saturday, June the 25th at the Manor Banquet Center on Rockwell Drive in Euclid, and you can get tickets for $30 by telephoning 216-673-3582, as you see at the bottom of the screen. Thank you so much for being on the broadcast.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you, Mr. Bibb.
Marsha Maccabee is in the on-deck circle. She comes to bat talking about the Urban League in just a moment. But first, these words.
Yeah, it was good.
Here we are right now with the Morning Exchange segment. That means Marsha Maccabee of the Urban League of Greater Cleveland, who always has a comment.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Good to see you, Leon.
Good to see you, too.
And so what have I been thinking about lately? Boy, lots of news lately about so many great things going on in our city. The pictures that I saw about our new public square and all the renovations there, and all the things that are happening with the Opportunity Corridor. I mean, you know, we've got a lot of distraction right now because while you are building for progress, you're going to have interruption. But the outcomes of those things, once they're all done, are going to be really great for our city.
I think our town is looking pretty good. You and I grew up in this city, and we're the same generation. We grew up in this city, and we have seen it come up and down,
Absolutely.
and we're back up again.
We're back up again, yeah.
I'm really proud of how the city is come together.
I think so. I think so too.
And the fact that the Republican National Convention is coming here, they don't come here to give you a break. You've got to have something for them to come to. And they're not coming just to help us out.
That's exactly right. And I think people have to understand, Leon, that even though it's a political convention, it's about business for the city first.
Right.
And then the politics come once the delegate has been nominated.
Yeah, so that's a good thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. Good
Many
to see
thanks
you.
for your words of wisdom, as always. Marsha Maccabee, maybe you ought to run for mayor or something.
Oh, don't
Just
even.
joking. She's not. Just joking.
No, Mayor.
That's going to do it. Bye-bye. Just joking.
This has been a presentation of News Channel 5's Kaleidoscope, a weekly public affairs program brought to you in partnership with the Urban League of Greater Cleveland.